So now I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that everything is working as per usual. You guys are gonna have to forgive me here. Let me see. Just refresh over here first. Oh, it already says that I'm live on Twitch, interestingly enough. Let's see. Let's see if it actually loads up. It usually takes a little bit longer to let me know, so that's why I was just a tad concerned there, but there we go. Alright, says that I'm live on both platforms. That's good enough for me. So, no one is here yet, but either way, in case you're watching this as a VOD, welcome in. And I hope that you are enjoying the sound of this PreSonus PD70 so far. Tonight is going to be a live review of this microphone where I talk about it in great detail, and we even play around with some sounds of anything. However, since I am now testing out a new pair of headphones here, it seems like like these just require quite a bit of power to be able to power properly. So like I can't exactly hear the monitoring all that well. I can still hear it, but not really as well as I could. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm probably going to have to keep into consideration. It looks like I might need some kind of amp that I can just go ahead and connect straight to my GoXLR, because it looks like it could definitely like this pair could definitely benefit from extra power. I really thought that the GoXLR would be enough to power these headphones, but while it is enough to like bring it up to an enjoyable volume, it's not really enough to like have enough volume to mess around with and like find a middle ground. So like when it comes to things like this, like monitoring, that does become considerably more difficult than what it was with my Audio-Technica ATH-M40Xs, because obviously those headphones are much easier to run in general. But yeah, I am pretty much going to be in the search for one because I really like these headphones, and I am also trying to get into the groove of a high-end audio, you know? Hi. Hello. Hello, Invalxed? I mean, I kind of read invalid at first, but Inval XD or smiling face? I mean laughing face. I must have butchered that. Oh, okay, it's like it's just invalid. Okay, so like I did kind of read it correctly, not really, but there we go. Either way, thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing tonight? 420 points. Ah, of course. That would get brought up. Sup, Bessie? Hello, Solaire. Glad to see you here as well. Invalid says, good, and you? Ah, well, I'm doing alright. Well, thank you for asking. It's just been kind of a short, long day. By the way, this is Brown Dude. Oh, okay. There we go. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So we have moved on now. Now, like, it won't be awkward to say your username out loud. Is 3 a.m. too late to order food? Nah, I don't think it's too late to order food. If I knew that I was going to be awake for longer, I would totally order at that time. Do you want me to switch over to Twitch? That might be better, since you are a mod over there, so like you do have more. I want to say more powers over there. So that might be best. So if you don't mind, I would appreciate that switch. Twitch has less latency as well, yes. Yes, that is indeed true. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the PreSonus PD70, a microphone that has been highly requested by one person. And here it is. And honestly, I don't regret reviewing this at all. I think this microphone is very good for what it is. Hello there, Tech. Hi, Bloody Fedora. Welcome in. All right, it looks like you guys are jumping in at a pretty good time. It's good to see you all. Mr. Fedora. Sup? I just added the Mr. there. Let's see. Cheers. Alrighty. Looks like everybody is having a good time just jumping in. Just hopping right in. Somebody better bow to me. Hang on, don't get too crazy. Nah, you're whack. Oh, since I walked in. I didn't see you walk in, actually, so you know. Since you mentioned it, you know. Hydrate retrieved by Solaire. Wait, have I been... I had to go get my water. Excuse me. There. I have finally hydrated. Mr. Fedora deserves all of our respect, shush. Hydrate retreat. Oh, wait, I've already gotten to that. All of this love. All of this love. Thank you, Solaire. Look at all of this appreciation in the chat. You just have to appreciate it. So how is everybody doing tonight in general? No worries, babe. Damn. Quite the flirtatious one, I see. There we go. Anyways, when are we going to that date, Mr. Fed? Mr. Fed. Oh, Fedora. Babe, date? Jesus Christ. I'll let you guys just hash it out in the chat there. I'm mad because it is raining again, and I couldn't walk for my exercises. Again, that is indeed unfortunate. And I would say that there's always tomorrow, but I mean, you know, like it's like you did still miss out for the day, and it's important to not really look past that when he's jacked. Are you using open backs right now? I guess I am. I'm currently using the Hyphen Sumara. Sumara? I think I got the name. Okay, no, Hyphen Sundara. Sorry. I just got these in today, and I've been trying to get into more high-end audio. So I kind of ended up investing in these, like just to see how much of a difference it would make. Our date is scheduled for the apocalypse. We will enjoy watching the world burn. Moving on, how's life, Mr. Francisco? Actually, no, I kind of don't want to move on from that. So tell me, like, what else are you planning for that date? I'm joking. But, life is fine, I suppose. Adulting, you know, rent, bills. That's pretty much been the middle of the month for me. Like, the beginning of the month and the end of the month are usually like the more like bill free sessions. Crimson GG says, hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the live review of the PD 70, the PreSonus PD 70. I'm a romantic person. There you go. And at the moment, everybody's kind of like flirting with each other in the chat. Yo, Torture. Well, welcome back. It's been a while. Man, so many people jumping in tonight. I just can't help but to feel a little bit warm and fuzzy inside, you know? Hope everything is going well for you. Yes. Yeah. Everything is going well, I would say. It's just, you know, work and things are going to get considerably different in May regarding content. Oh yeah, tech. Oh yeah, Tech Summit. I said in the Discord server that I got $500 for my birthday and I wanted to get a new microphone. Oh, okay. I think that this is our chance to actually talk about that. Crimson G. I have a question. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask. I'd be happy to answer. So when is Aston Stealth coming? That is going to be for it's scheduled for the 26th. So 1 week from now is when that review comes out. And I think that's going to be an exciting one. And you're going to learn my thoughts on that microphone by then. And then on May 10th, there is going to be a full-on comparison between like every XLR microphone that I currently own. Have you managed to buy any GPUs lately? There's a follow-up question. I haven't needed to buy any GPUs, so the answer is no. Why, what's up? I said on both Twitch and YouTube, scanning and protecting. Well, thank you, Bloody Fedora. I do appreciate that quite a bit. As long as the rain doesn't destroy my internet, everything is fine. Good. Don't let it destroy your internet. Protect it with everything you got. Like, go outside and just like hug the wires to make sure that the rain does not get onto them. You just put like a plastic bag over over them. Okay, I'm getting pretty ridiculous. So, do you know any good headphones to match with Go XLR? Well, actually, it is funny that you ask. So I am currently using a pair of Hypman Sundara that I just got in today, and the Go XLR does a good job at powering them. However, there are times such as now where I do need a lot more gain in order for me to actually be able to monitor the audio properly. So a pair like this simply wouldn't be the best choice to get with the Go XLR. So like straight up, I would just recommend a close back pair for that. And a great pair of headphones, I mean, in my opinion, is going to be the Audio-Technica ATH M40X. It is a pair of headphones that I've been using for the longest time. I've been using them since 2017. So yeah. What microphone should I get for under $400? Okay, so my thing is, I really don't think that you should even invest $400 on this on a microphone. Especially like if you're just going like if you just want an upgrade from your current setup, then quite frankly, I think that you can go a lot lower. So I think that a great combination would actually be the Blue Ember plus the Focusrite Scarlet Solo. And that should net you somewhere around $230. And then I would spend the rest of that money maybe on some headphones, maybe even on the Stream Deck if you wanted to. But ultimately, that's probably what I would do if I were in your shoes, you know? So again, Blue Ember for the microphone, which is an XLR microphone, and then and it's also a $100 microphone, so it is very affordable. And I probably would not spend more than that. Even like given your budget. Can you share links? Yes, absolutely. Not a problem. And every link that I share from Amazon is always affiliated. Just FYI. So let me see. Okay, you're currently on Twitch. Blue Ember. So this is going to be for the microphone itself, and then for the audio interface. I got you, son. And actually, like, I just found what appeared to be a pretty good shock mount and pop filter for this, which could definitely come in handy for a microphone like this. And it's only like $15, so I would also get this with it. In fact, I might actually pick one up myself as well. And now for the audio interface, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that as well. Scarlett 2Y2 Solo, a tiny one. And here we go. Alright, so that's pretty much everything that I would recommend that you buy for the sake of audio. John Switch says, finally. It is so nice to have you here. It has been a while. I would like to give John Switch a shout out, and his cousin as well, his cousin Peter, a shout out as per usual. See, I have not forgotten. Bloody Fedora says, JK, I'm too lazy to contact her now. Well, I will go outside and make a ritual so I can stop the rain. I just need to invite my witch friend and find a goat. I'm sure finding a goat won't be all that tough, right? Crimson GG, with 6 hearts. Like, I think so. Thank you. That is appreciated. Moshak says, hey, I feel like I'm going to sleep early today, even though it's 1 a.m. because I have to wake up again at 3:30. Oh, Jesus. I think you may as well, even though at this point that would be more like a nap. To eat before sunrise for the fast. Got it, I see. Interesting. Well, best of luck with that for sure. Is this a schedule that you only have during Ramadan, or is this like typical for you? Cameron D asks, I have the Samsung G-Track Pro. Is it normal that Windows 10 has the recording level at 0 and won't let me adjust it? The microphone works flawlessly with Audacity. I just cannot adjust it with Windows. I think it's really strange that you can't adjust it with Windows. However, you should already have a gain knob available for that microphone, so maybe adjusting it within Windows really might not be necessary. But yeah, like, that does seem pretty weird though, like the fact that it's not letting you. It might just be a driver issue. My brother had an allergy crisis. He had to take a medication to avoid the shock. Oh no. That is indeed unfortunate. Is he doing alright now? Brown Dude says, thanks, Mr. Tech Summit. You're welcome, Mr. Sir. Mr. Invalid. Moshek says that he only has that schedule only during Ramadan, but we can still fast during Ramadan. But if we fast, we stick to this kind of schedule of waking up before sunrise and eating. Interesting. Hey, you learn something every day. Is it okay to use my phone while charging? I've been reading conflicting articles about it, so I'm kind of confused. Honestly, I use it while charging all of the time. Technically, sure. It's not really healthy to do so. For the longevity of your phone. However, like, by the time that you end up upgrading your phone, it's definitely not going to affect you. It's not going to be an issue whatsoever. And the only thing that's going to mess with is really just with the battery life degradation, as it is going to speed that up. But don't worry too much about it, really. I would say that that is mostly for people who plan on hanging on to their phones for maybe more than 4 years or something. Well, more than 3, I should say. And of course, he still refuses to take care of himself and blames everything on my mother. Well, I can't do anything. It is his choice not to take care of himself. He is an adult at this point, so he does have to take responsibility for himself. He says, okay, I see how it is. Explain yourself, buddy. Because I have no idea what you mean. Sometimes we fast outside of the month of Ramadan. And thanks, dude. Have a good night or a good day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for stopping by, and I wish you a wonderful night, Moshak. Thanks for coming on. Hey, my name is Danny. Hello. Tech Summit. Keep it up, bro. I love your videos. Much appreciation from Texas. Thank you so much, Danny, for stopping by. I very much appreciate it, and those compliments are always appreciated as well. So yeah, thank you. How's your night going, though? Blade Fedora says, oh, he took the medication, but it is just behaving as a bit of a... I won't even intervene in anything. Let's see the result of his continuous neglect. At this point, that might be the only thing that can be done. You didn't call me by my name. Oh, you wanted me to say brown dude at LOL0? I can do that too. That's his username, by the way. Yeah, like I said to my mother, he ain't no kid. Just like that, I'd imagine. I mean, that is true. He is no longer a child. So he needs to be able to fend for himself. Man, I'm going to have to get like a headphone amplifier for this, seriously. These headphones desperately need it with the Go XLR, that's for sure. No, that's not my user. Well, on Twitch it is. On Twitch it says that that's your username. But on YouTube, it is invalid. Unless I'm missing something. I mean, do let me know. Also, by the way, good news over here. But it looks like the RTX 3080 Ti is going to go into mass production pretty soon, according to this article that I kind of went through. And on top of that, it looks like Sony took back their decision to shut down the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita store. So those are still going to remain open, at least for the foreseeable future, which is pretty cool. Now, with that said, Jimwell asks, is the PreSonus PD70 a good alternative for the SM7B? I would say that it is a budget alternative to it, because this microphone does not sound like the Shure SM7B, and you probably won't get it to sound like a Shure SM7B. However, it still sounds pretty good. It just has more so of an emphasized presence to it. It just has a higher, I want to say, yeah, the highs on this are up there. The mids are more so in the middle, and then there is a dip going towards the lows, from what I hear. So, with this increasing the lows and even raising the mids, could actually help in getting you a lot closer to getting that kind of sound. Though right now, I don't exactly have that setting on. I forgot. Oh, well, no worries, bud. Doing good. Just getting out of work. What is your 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 opinion on Dogecoin? So Dogecoin has been a very big topic as of late, and we actually did talk about this on the last episode of the podcast, which if you haven't watched, go ahead and stop by the Tech Summit podcast. But essentially, my opinions on it is that I do hope that it ends up going up in value. I very much hope so, because it seems like a lot of people have been cashing in on their investments regarding Dogecoin. So I'm sure that for a lot of people, like, when that ends up going up, that'll be great. And if it ends up reaching $1, that could net people a lot of money. So I think a lot of great things about it. How do you call a Shure SM7B an okay sounding mic? I didn't call it an okay sounding mic. When did I call it an okay sounding mic? I mean, if I called it that, then that was definitely by accident, and I apologize. But no, the Shure SM7B is far from just an okay mic. It is a fantastic microphone for sure. So if I called it okay, then, that's totally my bad. Unstoppable Trimax says, I am back. Hello, thanks for stopping by. How are you doing tonight, Trimax? Danny says, thanks. Last question, Samsung or Apple? Apple. I think I would rather go with Apple at this point, because it seems like Apple does have a clearer direction as to where they want to go with their tech than Samsung does. With Samsung, it feels like their phones have been getting less and less interesting every year. You said something like that. Oh, well, again, like, if I did not mean to. For your preference, Rode PodMic or PreSonus PD70? I prefer the PD70 because one thing that the Rode PodMic has is that it does have a pretty high noise floor, which they can mess with your audio a bit. But the PodMic does sound pretty good. However, I don't believe that it's really as customizable as this microphone is. I think that you can get a lot more out of this microphone, because, like, something that's great about it is that you can customize the hell out of it. Like, when it comes to a Rode PodMic, it's already got, like, such a custom sound to it, like such a targeted sound to it, that it is pretty difficult to EQ in the way that's actually meaningful. I'm Dad is here. Hello, sup, my dude. I need opinions on my exhaust. You can go ahead and ask, but I can't say that I will definitely have answers. Brown Dude says, oh yeah, everyone says that the Razer Siren Mini is the best microphone. Bloody Fedora says, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That is true. I just did a review on a microphone for my sound production lecture. Ooh. So, like, essentially for your class. I mean, that sounds pretty interesting. Danny says, not to mention the Apple ecosystem. I can't seem to get away from it. Brother, again, thanks so much for being cool enough to interact with your followers and fans. Be safe and God bless, brother. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I do very much appreciate it. And I'm glad that I was helpful to you, and I hope to see you next time, if anything. So have a wonderful night, Danny. Isabella OCGR. I bought the Siren Mini because of your review. I'm very happy to hear it. I really do think that the Siren Mini is a great microphone. For sure. like for $50, while it's not built all that well, it does sound pretty good. And I think that for the money, it is definitely worth it. I think that Razer did a great job there. Just a second, my brother is having a crisis. Again, my mother just called me to help prepare him for the clinic. This is going to be awful, BRB. No worries, buddy. Go ahead and take your time. This is the mic that you're using better. Oh, wait. The mic you're using better than the Rode Pod mic. I think that this microphone, the PreSonus PD70, is better than the Pod mic in general. Like, I think that the Pod mic is built better and looks better even, but this microphone already comes with sorry about that, but it does come with this. So this is going to come in handy. This is your windscreen, and it is going to make sure that that you don't get too many plosives. See? Now plosives are going to be a lot less of an issue. I'm convinced that doctors use Windows computers since Apple keeps them away. That's a good one. I was not expecting that at all. Also, by the way, guys, in case of anything, I am going to be plugging this quite a bit, for the next coming months, of course. But we do have the Tech Summit Patreon now, where you do get bonus episodes of the podcast, and you get to participate in monthly giveaways as well of tech products that are at least like $50 in value and above. And these are every month, so like every month it is going to be a different tech product. So if you would be interested in that kind of thing, then do make sure to stop by the Tech Summit Patreon. We would appreciate that a lot, and we hope to be able to give back as well. And anyway, now that is, of course, if you are interested. You're definitely not obligated to do so. Not by any means. It is honestly like kind of crazy. That hang on. Is the PreSonus PD70 like doesn't need a cloud lifter? No, it does not need a cloud lifter. If anything, like I would probably recommend a cloud lifter with the pod mic, but not really with the PD70. I think this microphone's got a pretty low noise floor, so I think you'll be fine. At least lower than the pod mics. Like, I know that I'm talking a lot of about the pod mic, but I do think that the pod mic is a great microphone still. So that's definitely not the intention. And 2 more reviews coming up soon for microphones. So that's actually going to be for the Ascent Stealth. That's a $380 microphone, so that is quite the departure from this one. And then after that, we have a $60 to $70 microphone, that being the Samsung Q2U, which I'm very excited for that review in particular, because I really loved that microphone in my review. Take It says, best wireless earphones, not spec-wise, it's just most appealing sound to your ears. I would say the Microsoft Surface Buds. And yes, I do actually mean that. I think that the Microsoft Surface Buds sound really, really good. Probably like the best of like the true wireless line of earbuds. I think that they sound better than the AirPods Pro. They definitely sound better than just regular AirPods. They sound better than the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro. They sound better than the Google Pixel Buds. So I like when it comes to sound quality purely, I would recommend the Microsoft Surface Buds, because I think they sound really good. They might look a little goofy, but I think they sound really good, and who knows? I mean, it almost like justifies those looks. How long have you been streaming for? I've been streaming since January, I think, of last year. So for a year and 3 months? Not that long, really. Um, I am still, I do feel very lucky to have the kind of following that I have right now because, I mean, on Twitch, as of now, I do have a couple of hundred followers, and that is thanks to the YouTube channel, of course. However, I got there because of you guys, of course, because of you guys watching and help making me more discoverable. So I do very much appreciate it. Speaking of follows, I'm excluded. Thank you very much for that follow. I do very much appreciate it. That was a follow over on Twitch. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, to those who may not be aware, I am currently streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. Which is why I make these distinctions. If I already have a cloud lifter, should I use it on the PD? No, I don't think it's necessary. If you don't need to use it, then don't use it. You know, like don't tamper with the microphone if you don't really need to tamper with it. Bloody Fedora says, well, he didn't act like rubbish. He is quite confused and scared, even with the medication. It still led to an outburst of allergy. Yeah, I advised him to make a complete investigation while in the clinic. This is going to be a long night for me and my mother. I wish you the best in that regard, and I do hope that you guys end up coming to some kind of healthy resolution at the end, because that is worrisome, and I feel for you, bud. Jammer42777, thank you very much for that subscription over on YouTube. That is very much appreciated. So yeah, again. I do appreciate everybody coming in, of course. I'm excluded says, just watched your AT2020 review. It was awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much. While I wasn't that fond of the AT2020, I don't think it's a bad microphone, but I do think that there are better options for around $100, you know? Like the Blue Ember for example sounds great, and that microphone is like exactly at that price range as well. However, I do actually kind of want to bring into the channel like another microphone from Audio-Technica that is also part of the same family as the AT2020. I tend to forget though what it's called. It's like slightly better. I think it was the Audio-Technica. What was it? It was. Was it the Audio-Technica AT2020 PK? I'm not sure. I mean, that might just be the entire package there. Oh man, I really cannot remember the name of that other Audio-Technica microphone. But when I find out what it is, I'll let it. Oh, here it is. The AT4040. How could I possibly forget that? And of course, he is worried about his throat closing. That also can happen. Oh no, that does sound pretty insane. Do keep an eye on him. He needs to not be so stubborn. So I advise might be something more serious. It very well could be. Trimax asks, is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 3rd Gen good? It is great. It is a fantastic interface for the money for sure. It's got like super clean preamps, and it can power the vast majority of microphones, but I recommend that you use it with a condenser microphone instead, because like when it comes to gain in general, it doesn't really have that much gain to it. So like when it comes to flexibility, it's not that flexible, but because of the great sounding preamps, how clean they are, and also because you already get like so much performance out of condenser microphones in particular, because that 48 volts switch does go a long way to powering these microphones. The Focusrite, I would recommend more so if you're going with a condenser microphone, but like it can still power the vast majority of dynamic microphones no problem. I think it's a great interface. AT2020, SM7B, and Blue Yeti is basically 90% of what the YouTube community uses. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I would say that, and I don't mean this like to be rude to anybody. He uses any of these microphones, but the impression that I get is that people who stick to a Blue Yeti, some might argue that they just want a simplified audio experience. I mean, like, dealing with audio is not, like, to some people, it's really not fun. Actually, to a lot of people, it's really not fun, and they just want a solution that works. But there are much better USB microphones that sound better than the Blue Yeti and the Blue Yeti X. So I think that they could do better in that regard. But it seems like they do go with the Blue Yeti because it's just easier. Like, so many more people use it. The SM7B, I'm not gonna lie, like, I do use the SM7B myself, like, to record all of my YouTube videos and all, but I do think that microphone is way overused, and I do kind of roll my eyes a little bit, like when I see that a channel is using that microphone, because it's just that so many are using the SM7B when they definitely don't need to. Like, they can afford to, but they don't really need to. So like it seems overdone. And then the AT2020 is the choice that makes the most sense to me, for a lot of people to use. But the SM7B, I see it everywhere. If I use the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 3rd Gen with the PreSonus PD70, will that work? Yeah, it's going to work great, no doubt. That is going to be a great combination. In fact, in my testing with the Focusrite 2i2 3rd Gen, I found that that while it could lack in gain occasionally, for a lot of dynamic microphones, I didn't really feel like I needed more gain until I tested the SM7B with it. So I wouldn't use an SM7B with the Focusrite 2i2, but a PD70 totally. I'm excluded, says I was going to get the MV7, but it seemed like people always like the SM7B more, but it's more expensive. I believe that the MV7 and the SM7B sound very, very different from one another. Like, those are going to be pretty different sounds, I would say. Like, one is going to be a lot more broad than the other. The other one's going to be maybe just like a little bit more compressed than the other. So, like, within that $200 range, I would actually like to recommend to you, I'm excluded, I would like to recommend the Samsung Q9U instead of the MV7, because the Q9U does offer more of that, like, podcast sound to it. It's built better. It's got USB-C instead of micro USB, and it's $50 cheaper as well. It comes with a windscreen. It comes with an XLR cable. Like, it already comes with a lot of accessories as well, and it does have a very similar mount to the SM7B. Like, a mounting system, I mean. Like, the Samsung Q9U is really just a great microphone. So I would probably recommend the Q9U. No, I would definitely recommend the Q9U over the MV7. So tell me, Tech, what is your favorite ancient civilization or culture, and why? My favorite ancient civilization or culture? That's a tough question. Ancient. I mean, like, define ancient. Give me like a window of years of what you would define as ancient. How far away can you put the PreSonus PD70 from you? Well, I mean, dynamic microphones generally just work a lot better up close. However, I'm currently 3 feet away from it, and this is what it's going to sound like. Wait, 3 feet away? No way. I'm not 3 feet away. I'm like 1 whole foot away. And this is what it's going to sound like. Now I am 3 feet away, and with me raising my voice, this is what it's going to sound like. So, not very far. You want to keep this microphone as close to your mouth as possible. Like, the most that I would do is maybe just like 6 inches like this, probably. And that's really about it. This microphone has a pretty similar proximity effect to the SM7B. But that's because, like, they're both dynamic microphones. Bloody Fedora says, ancient between 1000 BC and 500 AD. Hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, the Roman Empire was always very interesting to me. And I believe that took place before 500 AD. So, I would say that, and I guess that what I liked about it is that it was just like such a powerful empire, and it made it just had like a very big impact on the world essentially at that time because of how powerful they were. And like every time that I do see like any kind of like depictions of it, like with the Spartans and all that, it always seems pretty cool. The Roman Empire or the Roman Republic? The Roman Empire is what I'm thinking about. I've actually never heard of the Roman Republic. Ancient as in Bronze Age or Iron Age, ancient as in the Roman era, be it 5th century or ancient Rome. I see, like, wait, 5th century? I think you mean 6th century, because like when you enter the 500 AD, like that's already 6th century, because it goes in ranges like that. So I think that that's what you meant to say. What do you think about Filmora 9? Filmora 9. That is software, isn't it? I mean, that shows that I don't really know much about it, but if I'm not... How did I not know what this was? Okay, so Filmora is video editing software that you get through Wondershare. So I actually haven't really tested it out myself, so I can't really say much about it myself, but I can say that I do recommend DaVinci Resolve 17. I think that that's a great piece of software. Though it looks like with Filmora, you do get to download it for free, or you can also buy a license for it. Probably pretty similarly to how DaVinci Resolve handles their stuff. But yeah, like Resolve is the video editing software that I use, and I used it, like I used the free version for quite a while, and then I eventually upgraded. Yeah, 6th century, sorry. No worries. What I like about the Roman Empire was the baths, obviously, but I enjoyed 3rd century Rome best, mainly due to the fashion. Oh, interesting. I think you delve a lot more deeply into this than I did, because, like, I don't really remember learning about the Roman Empire per se until I took an art history class. and art history is really boring to me. Even though I do still find that era of history interesting, I don't remember all too much about it. Or what I learned about it, I should say. I wasn't alive during that time. Jamal asks, do you have Grado headphones? People in the audiophile community says it's a solid headphone brand at a budget. We'll love to hear a review from you in the future. I've never tried out a pair of Grado headphones, but I would totally be down. Right now, I mean, in case you're interested, right now I am using a pair of Hypman Sundar, which I am testing out at the moment. But let's see. These are not really supposed to be budget headphones per se. Like, these are more on the high-end side of things, for a poor person like myself, such as myself. Let's see. So you said Grado headphones. Grado. Huh. Interesting. So they look like Sony Walkman headphones. And like, they do seem to have a pretty retro look to them. Which isn't really a bad thing. I just think it's interesting. It looks like they work wirelessly as well. At least there is a Bluetooth version of that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, these aren't cheap necessarily, so I will think about when I would do a review like this. Like when the funds are in and I can buy some Grado headphones. I would love to give them a try. I would certainly love to. So thank you for that suggestion. I do appreciate it. What is the best drawing tablet? The best drawing tablet? I would probably say that it is the Cintiq 13 Pro is honestly really good. But I'm personally not really all too focused on like what the best tablet is, as long as I have a good tablet. I haven't had the luxury of testing out too many of these. So what I can say is that I myself am very happy with my Huion Canvas 22 Plus. And I think that probably like the best tablet, like drawing tablet, would be the Cintiq 13 Pro. I think it's a fantastic one, but it's really meant to be more stationary because it does require like a lot of ports and a lot of cables for it to be properly powered on. Hi, yeah, says Solaire. Sorry, had to go grab a bite real quick. No worries, buddy. Thanks for stopping by again. Xbox versus PlayStation versus Switch. What is your favorite? When it comes to games selection, it's got to be the PlayStation. I myself am not really like that interested in first party Nintendo games. Like, I don't really care that much about modern Mario. I don't really care that much about I mean, I do care quite a bit about modern Zelda. But like when it comes to Nintendo first party titles, I can't live without them just fine. I would rather just have like my Switch as a portable RPG machine essentially. So PlayStation when it comes to game selection, and I would love to have that same game selection on the Switch. That would be ideal for sure. And when it comes to the Xbox, I'm just not really a fan of their game selection, even though I do love the Xbox controller quite a lot. I think that it is one of the best controllers for PC gaming, as you may already know. Even if to me it might not be number one anymore. But yeah, like PlayStation for its game selection, Switch for its convenience, and Xbox last. Blade Fedora says, but my favorite ancient civilization, probably the Roman Empire as well, leaning more to be eastern side, however, or dating back a little bit, ancient China. Also, again, the fashion, this time the Han fashion. Han. Okay, interesting. Again, like you definitely look a lot more deeply into it than I ever could. Jamal, what are your thoughts about Google Stadia? So, I'm actually a lot more positive about Stadia now than I was all the way back when it came out, like 2 years ago, I think. I think that Stadia does have a pretty decent library of games. For instance, I do like that they do feature some great JRPGs such as Octopath Traveler, Final Fantasy 15, and games like that. So like the service itself, I don't think it's that expensive either anymore, and it has been a lot more reliable as well. So I do think that they have improved that service quite a bit. However, like just based on how, like, like it's very obvious that certain, I want to say, YouTube outlets, game reporters, I want to say, not naming anybody in particular, but I do have a very specific person in mind that just seems to want Stadia to die, to fail and die, and I don't really agree with that premise. Not because I'm in love with Stadia, because I wouldn't say that I am. I barely ever touch it. But I do think that a platform like Stadia, if it does get enough support, it could end up being much better than people have been saying that it currently is, or than what it was. However, another bit to add about Stadia is that their controller is one of the best controllers for like about $60 to $70, like around that range. One of my favorite controllers of all time. I think it's just a really well-made controller with a great D-pad, great thumbsticks, great grip to it, and it's just a very nicely weighed as well. It's so nice. So when it comes to the hardware, great stuff. When it comes to the service itself, they are improving it over time. I just think that a lot of people have been ignoring these improvements. I like history, says Bloody Fedor. Rip to the PlayStation 5. Yeah, I guess rip to the PlayStation 5, huh? Because now, I mean, if it was hard to get when I bought mine, imagine how tough it would be now. My favorite is the KFC console. You should review it. I would love to get my hands on the KFC console. I have been wanting to get my hands on some obscure stuff, like the Atari VCS, for instance. I have been wanting to see if I can get a review unit for it. The KFC console would be pretty sick to actually talk about, too. And then there's also the Juicero, which has nothing to do with gaming, but I really want to get my hands on that and actually review it. Samet says, hello, come from Turkey. Hello, Samet. I hope that you're having a wonderful night. How is your night going so far, actually? I mean, I'm assuming that it is nighttime over there, but that's only because it's nighttime here in the United States. I honestly hope that Google Stadia will be here to stay. The console competition is oligopolized to only a few companies. That is true. Which is why I also want cloud solutions like GeForce Now to continue to do well. xCloud to continue to do well, and Stadia in particular. But a part of me also wants to see Stadia succeed because so many people just want to see it fail. And I don't think that that's a very good mindset to have. Torture says, can you help me sometime? When I click buttons on my Go XLR, I have to click it quite hard for it to turn off. What? What do you mean? What buttons are you talking about? But sometimes it's fine. Are some of the buttons on your Go XLR just crusty? I've never had that kind of issue with my own. Like, the buttons are actually pretty soft to press on mine. FX. Oh, I like that button. I am back. Hello, top. Trimax, thank you for coming in. Look in the Google images, Roman tunic and Han fashion. You'll see what I'm talking about. Sure thing. Let's see. Han fashion. Gonna go ahead and give that a go. Oh, I mean, so like to me, it just looks like kimonos, but I see what you mean. Now, when it comes to the other bit, Roman tunic, I think I know what a Roman tunic looks like. And yes, I see. Yeah, one of those. Well, like immediately when I see one of those, I just imagine like the little, I like little branches that like come out of your ears. I don't even know how to describe it. I think that it was just a crown, but oh well. You can also type Han fashion men, so you can see what I would like to wear. Okay. Han fashion men. Yeah, because what I saw seemed to be mostly tailored to women. But they're pretty similar. However, it does look pretty comfortable, I will say. It's pretty nice. I have a pet lizard. I think you mentioned that at one point. Like quite a while ago, I think. But what is that like to have a pet lizard? I could only imagine. Bloody Fedora says, yup. I like comfy clothes. Okay, fair. No, yeah, like this stuff over here does look pretty comfortable. So I can't blame you for it. Yeah, look up Crested Gecko. Sure thing. Crested Gecko. Oh, well, look at those piercing eyes. Oh my goodness. It does look really tiny, though. So what's it like having this as a pet? Like, from up close, it looks so menacing. It almost looks like a kimono dragon, but otherwise, like, when you look at its eyes, I can see why you would have it as a pet. Sad Albasal says, hi, I follow you from Saudi Arabia. Your channel is awesome. I wish you the best. Oh, well, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. And thanks so much for stopping by as well. Do you know how to get warranty on GoXLR? Well, if you're talking about the factory warranty, it should already have, I think, a year already on it. However, they do give you the instructions in the box in case of anything. Of like how to redeem your warranty, like in case anything ends up happening. Trimax says it is really easy except cleaning the tank. Oh yeah? So what does he eat? A Roman toga also isn't bad, but it looks clumsy to wear. But at least I can say I am the Senate. Ah, I see. Like it kind of just makes you feel like you're in some kind of position of power. If you wear one of those. Okay. I mean, that's fair. Now, with that said, I think that we have actually found a pretty happy medium here because this is going to be the end of tonight's live stream. So thank you so much to everybody for stopping by tonight's live stream. I do very much appreciate it. Your support has always been welcome, and thank you to, like so many new people that jumped in today. That is very much appreciated, and I really hope to see all of you on the next live stream because it was a ton of fun. Now, until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful night, and yeah, later. I hope that you enjoyed the PD70. If you are interested in it, it's a $130 microphone. It is available on Amazon. You can find my link through the review itself. But with that out of the way, have a good night, and until next time.